This is Let Us Interrupt You, episode 44 here on Saturday, May 7th, 2022. I am going solo again here tonight. Before I start this, give me 1 second here. Surprisingly. There we go. A little bit better, hopefully. Yeah, now I can see myself. Okay, so here we go. This is episode 44, Let Us Interrupt You. It's been a rough week. For anyone who's wondering out there, I know this apparently one of my recordings right now just did not make the upload until just now. So if you're a little far behind from the podcast, NFL International Report, which I'm going to actually start off with that right now. There was a key mistakes I did make in that ordeal, which was the fact that I made a mistake on the matchups for the international travel. So I did make a mistake on that one. So that's number one. That's on me. Bleacher Report gave me some weird, funky stuff. They put some random stuff on there that prevent me from actually reading the article to you guys on Thursday. But somebody was not able to reach the show. Apparently, not sure what's going on. It's been a rough week. Like I said, my Instagram got hacked. Unfortunately, I could not recover the old account, so I had to create a new one. If you're wondering what the new account is, the link is in the description below the video and YouTube. But I will tell you right now, it is Joseph.Olivo.982. That is the name of the channel. So as far as we know right now, the international travel, which one of the games was just announced, it is the Minnesota Vikings. They are taking the New Orleans Saints. The Broncos are taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars on October 30th. Packers and Giants are taking on each other on October 9th. Seattle Seahawks Buccaneers are taking on each other on November 13th, and you got the Mexico City game, 49ers Cardinals. I've already said my piece right now about how the Bucs are going to smash the Seahawks by 20 because they have Drew Lock. They stink. You know, I'm at a point right now where I'm going to state the fact there with that right now. That's that they stink, the Seahawks. They're not going to do good this year. Drew Lock is going to make this team go 5-12 maybe at best. It doesn't matter when the schedule is going to come out, But yes, that's one of the key games right now. So October 2nd is the first of the international series. It is the Vikings taking on the Saints. So it'll be Jameis Winston taking on Dalvin Cook, obviously, or in this case, it'll be probably Winston versus Kirk Cousins, which that will be probably the focus of the game. October 9th is the Giants and Packers. October 30th is the Broncos and the Jaguars. November 13th is Brady with the Buccaneers against Seattle Seahawks. November 21st, 3 days before Thanksgiving, well, you get the 49ers and Cardinals in Mexico. That would be a Monday Night Football game called by Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. So that's obvious. I mean, that's going to be the Monday Night Football call by those guys. First time on ESPN in the 20-plus years these guys have been broadcasting together. They're now on ESPN. So they'll get that big-time, prime-time moment with everybody watching. So that's great. What do I think of the game so far? If I had to pick my favorite game so far out of the schedule here, I would say right now the two favorite games I like so far is the Vikings-Saints game October 2nd and the November 1st game, Mexico City. I think it's great. You know, I would say Tom Brady just because it's an easy answer right now because I'm a huge Tom Brady fan. But I look at it like this. That Brady game's going to be a blowout. It's going to be too easy at this point. It's too easy of a pick. Plus, the Bucs have never won there before, which makes it interesting there. But at the same time, I mean, if anybody thinks for 1 second they're going to lose with Tom Brady against Drew Lock in that dreadful Seattle Seahawks team, which, don't get me wrong, they got some great talent. They got DK Metcalf. They got Tyler Lockett. They got, Noah Fant and all that. But don't get it twisted. This Seattle Seahawks team is going to be a massive disappointment. And I think, honestly, it might lead to Pete Carroll being, resigning. I think if this team has a crap out year in 2022, I think Pete Carroll is going to resign. And I think it's going to lead to many possibilities. And I don't think Drew Lock is going to stay as a Seattle Seahawk for more than 1 year. That's a one and done deal. That's just keep him here for now until we get a free agent or until we get somebody in a trade or, because I don't think Baker Mayfield is going to go to Seattle. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to go to Seattle. I think now at this point, we're going to look at the factors going into it and say, Jared Goff is there for now in Detroit. Drew Lock will get traded to Detroit, and that'll be the end of it. That'll be the end of it. Because somehow Detroit is going to screw up their roster even more. They brought in a really great wide receiver. The problem is they don't trust their quarterback. And what's a safe move here at this point? Take your losses right now and go for another person that's just as bad as Jared Goff is. Now, the difference is Jared Goff can lean on somebody else at head coach at this point. And I look at it like this. If Lincoln Riley is going to stay 5 years at USC, which I believe that's what his deal is, it's either 5 or 6 years, then this is kind of screwy for Jared Goff because you figure, well, where would Jared Goff go at this point? Or, and this is a big or at this point, and I think this is just a major long shot. So don't quote me on this whole thing. Don't tell me I'm insane here for thinking this idea. But what if Dak Prescott were to get moved from Dallas? Because at this point, the Dallas Cowboys are a train wreck as it is. You got Jerry Jones, who's riding around in Harry Hines right now in an area where there's prostitutes and hookers and strippers and pimp walkers, jaywalkers, just a really rough crowd in Arlington. What if Dak Prescott's done with it? What if Dak Prescott gets to that point where he says, I'm done with this team. I want my hands clean with this team. I've been here for 5 or 6 years now. I'm not going to win a franchise, anything with this franchise. They just took away my star wide receiver. Why am I going to stay here at this point? And there's a chance where they're going to get rid of Gallup too, There's a chance where that might actually happen. Even though Gallup signed a long-term extension, I believe. I don't have the data in front of me of what he signed for. But what if it gets to that point where Dak just doesn't want to play there anymore? He's fed up with Jerry Jones. He asks for his release. What if Ezekiel joins him with him? What if they all both go to Seattle? Does that mean Pete Carroll stays as head coach? Does that mean Lincoln Riley leaves USC and goes coach for Seattle, the Seattle Seahawks? Again, long shot, not making a definite claim on it, but I can just see a Jared Goff and Drew Lock trade happening from a mile away. That I do see happening during the offseason. And you know what? It brings back a guy that used to play for the NFC West, now on a different team. For a different rival, different perspective on things. So, because Seattle's going to suck this year, no matter how you look at it. They're going to suck this year. Too much competition, in my opinion. And I think realistically, if there was going to be a big splash, Drew Lock is not the name for that team. That's not the splash in this whole thing. I wasn't even planning on starting with the NFL news, but I just thought I could get that out of the way. We also have some reunion games as well to bring up. So who's facing who here? So you have the Washington football team with Carson Wentz taking on Frank Reich and the Indianapolis Colts. You also have Carson Wentz in another reunion game going back to Philadelphia, where it all began for him, again as a Washington Commander, stepping forth in Philadelphia if they take on the Eagles. You also have Bill Belichick versus Josh McDaniels when the Patriots go to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. And the fourth game that I can think of for a reunion game so far, well, it's Browns versus Texans. It's Deshaun Watson versus Houston. So you're gonna have Nick Caserio there, the owner there, all that stuff, all that jazz. So that's where all the 4 reunion games. I just named those for you right there and then perfectly. But yeah, anyway, that again is huge at this point. So just want to get that out of the way there right now. That's your NFL news. It was not planning on starting with this because I actually was going to start with the biggest breaking news story of the day, and it wasn't the Celtics losing Game 3 badly. It was the shock, the 148th Kentucky Derby upset shocker win. Rich Strike, long shot in the field in the odds betting, 80-1 odds. The long shot odds bet making history. Rich Strike runs down favored Epic Center in a stretch to win the Kentucky Derby. That's history right there to make it right there in the Kentucky Derby. I've always wanted to go to the Kentucky Derby. I've always wanted to do it. So again, congratulations to Rich Strike right now. Long shot winner. Pray to God. That's all I got to say. Good things will happen to you. And for Rich Strike, it definitely happened today in the Kentucky Derby. That's history right there in the making right there. 148th Kentucky Derby. Can you imagine that? Insanity. I was on the road all day today doing Mother's Day shopping. By the way, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. By the time this recording will probably be uploaded, hopefully YouTube doesn't have a little meltdown and actually not upload their stuff right away. But anyway, yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, including my mom. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Anyway, so that's the news on that one right now. We have the Red Sox right now tied at 1-1 against the White Sox. They lost last night. And boy, I got to pull these stats up here for a minute. Before I even keep going on, which I'm going to ask Siri now. Hey, Siri. I'm sorry. Crap. Never mind. That's not what I wanted to do. Hey, Google, give me the Red Sox stats for 2022. Might as well just give you the stats right here.
Here's information from CBS Sports.
So this is the information I got from CBS Sports right here. So this is actually this is not the this is actually player stats here. I wanted the actual. Well, I'll put it to you like this. They're in 5th place right now in the AL East right now. And Tony Mass had this on Felger and Mass yesterday. I wish I was able to pull it. Anyway, they're 10-17. They have the second best starting pitcher ERA, and they're terrible in the bullpen. They're in the top 15 in the running percentage, on base percentage. They're dreadful in the fielding, and it's not looking good. It's going to get worse over time here right now. This Red Sox team, I don't know if they're just on their way out the door, if they're just like completely checked out at this point. They lost last night 4-2, right? So you figure there, okay, this Red Sox team is going to have a reset here. They're going to get Chris Sale back. They got more bad news. Chris Sale's going to be out for another 30 or 4 days on top of the 60-day DL because he had a setback in his rehab. So that's not good news. You also heard the news the other day, and this came from a source through CBS. I think this came from CBS Sports, I believe, or Newsbreak. I don't remember what article it came from. I don't have the article in front of me. But a friend close to Xander Bogaerts saying that this is his last year in Fenway Park. He's burnt out with the Red Sox. He's all set. He's all done. You can confirm it now. He ain't going to come back. Oh, you want to know what the worst news about this whole thing of it is? The White Sox just scored. So talk about really bad time if you're a Red Sox fan right now. If you're watching this game right now, they're up 1-0, by the way. Just to let you know, just to give you a preference of what the hell's going on in this game. They're up 1-0 here. They've been outscored 3-0 now in the last 2.5 innings here. Anyway, they pulled Baviter out after 6 innings. They put Brazier in there. He's terrible. They put Schreiber in there. He sucks. I don't know what to say anymore about this. And Matt Barnes, once again, is a key reason why they're losing these games. Another key reason, by the way. He's going to get another loss here in this series. Another pathetic attempt right now for the Red Sox at this point. Story, by the way, who struck out 4 times in the game against the Angels, by the way, against Ohtani. By the way, nothing about Shohei Ohtani. He had 11 strikeouts on Thursday. This is after I went off the I believe this is after I went off the air of my podcast. I don't remember if I did the podcast earlier or not. But he joins Babe Ruth as the only player to ever do this at Fenway Park against the Red Sox. So there you go. There you go. This Red Sox team is absolutely terrible. Story can't hit against right-handed pitching. He can do good against lefties. He sucks against right-handed pitchers. This team is just dreadful to watch on TV. Absolutely dreadful. They're 10-17 right now, and this team right now, with the amount of talent they have on here, I know their bullpen sucks. And the reason that they're losing these games is because of their bullpen. Don't get me wrong. But the amount of talent in these games, there's no excuse for this. You should be able to score more than 2 runs against the White Sox in this series. Absolutely pathetic, in my opinion. I don't know what they're thinking. But this Red Sox team is absolutely dreadful to watch on TV. Absolutely. They have no business in blowing these games. None. And here they are. They blow these types of games like this, and you start to scratch your head. It's just like, what's going on here? It's bad. It's bad news for the Red Sox right now. They need to get their crap together here now going forward. They lose a series here. They lose 2 out of 3 in this series so far. If they lose tomorrow, they get swept on Mother's Day weekend. So there you go. I was going to go to a Red Sox game in next month, because the Cardinals are going to town second week of June, I believe, against the Red Sox. I'm not sure now if I want to go. If I want to watch the embarrassment of this Red Sox franchise. Give me about 30 days. I'll give you my answer then. I'll remember this on episode 44, by the way, we're on right now. So, what, it'll be episode 54 by this point? Maybe even more? We're close to 50 episodes here. Just to let you know, if you like this video, hit the like button or subscribe. If you want to subscribe to it, go right ahead. It's all yours. You can do it after the show or when the show ends. This is technically a live stream podcast, which for now on, if this thing doesn't work out the way it's supposed to be, I'll just notify everybody when this is going to be a live stream. So that way you can all watch me live. So it'll be a lot easier. But anyway. But yeah, absolutely pathetic performance by the Red Sox. As far as that goes, that's just it. I mean, I have nothing else to say. This Red Sox team's dreadful. Bogarts wants out. Devers may be next. I don't know what else to say here. This Red Sox team just sucks. That's it. Anyway, so the Celtics lose today 103-101. Not a fourth quarter was a coming out party for the Celtics. Unfortunately, they came up short here in the end here. It was right in the fourth quarter. Marcus Smart, the Bucks were over the limit in the foul limit. And Marcus Smart was trying to get the three foul shots. Unfortunately, he couldn't do it because, A, the Bucks were already over the limit anyways, and they couldn't do that anyway. But Smart missed his shot, intentionally got his own rebound, tried to put the layup back in. Williams got to try to get the tip in. Al Horford tried to tip it in twice. The second time he tried to tip it in, though, tipped it in too late. Buzzer already sound, clock already expired. Bucks win 103-101. Giannis Antetokounmpo went off in his game today. He had 42 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, 9 from 12 from the free throw line. Had at least 38 minutes in the game. What a great game today for Giannis today, by the way. Holiday had 25 points. Giannis went 16 for 30. Holiday went 11 for 30. Really, he was 3 for 10 from 3, which is not bad. But Connington had 11 points off the bench. Portis had 9 points off the bench. That was pretty much it for the bench performance as far as that goes right now. Matthews only had 3 points in the game. Grayson Allen had no points in the game. For the Celtics, Horford had 22. Jason Tatum had 10 points. Jason Tatum had his worst shooting performance of the entire postseason. Went 4 for 19. He only had 1 rebound a game, 10 points. Brown had 27 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. Robert Williams had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Marcus Smart had 9 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Not a good day of shooting for him at all. Was 6 for 8 from the free throw line, though, which was the only good thing about this entirety of his day. 1 for 8 overall, 1 for 4 from 3. Just not a good day shooting the ball. Just putting it out there. And the Bucks barely survived this game. This was not a convincing Game 3 win where I'm going to say Milwaukee wins Game 4 and the series is over. This was not a convincing win by the Bucks. They nearly survived this game. They nearly blew this game. And they had a 15-point lead. So this wasn't like a game where they had this in the bag. They almost blew this game at home. So don't count the Celtics team out just yet. They're going to get into it. They're close. It's only a matter of time. But it was not a good day for Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum just completely crapped the bed. Coming up at 8:30 is the Game 3 in Golden State. It is the Memphis Grizzlies taking out the Golden State Warriors. That game will start at 8:30. Dylan Brooks has been suspended without pay, but for 1 game in that series. So that's good. That's probably a good thing for the Warriors. They don't have to worry about Dylan Brooks now. But this is going to turn into a rivalry. Someone's going to get a flagrant one in the first 30 seconds. They're going to get tossed in this game. I can already tell. I don't know who's going to be, but I can imagine that happening in the first 30 seconds. These guys hate each other now at this point. This means war. It's going to be battle and warfare on that court tonight in Golden State. So there you go. The Bruins. Boston Bruins got a win last night, getting the 4-2 win. Not really it was one of those wins where it's like, okay, we win Game 3. Are they going to win Game 4? I don't know. Are they back in it? It's hard to tell. But I may as well give you the highlights of this. May as well put some try at least put some stock into this game from last night. I'll give the rest of the scores in just a moment from last night's affairs. Bruins won 4-2 last night. And this game came down to Marchand having a goal last night. Charlie Coyle have a goal. Forward didn't really do much of anything last night. Marchand, Pasternak, and Taylor Hall had a goal in this game. Taylor Hall, they were up 4-1 in this game. Hardigan's got a late goal late in the game. Bruins get the win here, 4-2. It's just that simple. Games from last night. Maple Leafs beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-2. They lead the series 2-1. Minnesota Wild take a game in St. Louis 5-1. They're now up 2-1 in their series. And the Edmonton Oilers, who just shut out the LA Kings 2 nights before this, win 8-2 in LA. They so far have outscored and this is the key thing here in this series, by the way, just to let everybody know, in this series so far, in these last, I would say, these last 2 games. And if you really want to count the other ones, it's fine. They've outscored them here. Ready for this one? In the last 2 games, 14-2. And if you want to say overall in this series, it was a 17-5 advantage for the Oilers right now in scoring so far. 17-5 in this series. And the Kings won in Edmonton before. So go figure. That's insane. If Evander Kane got a hat trick, he had 3 goals for the Oilers. Hyman got a goal. Drexel had a goal. Hopkins had a goal. So that's your story here. Evander Kane and the guy, I believe this is the guy who had the gambling addiction who was playing with the San Jose Sharks, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not thinking of the other guy. But anyway, but yeah, he's on there with Connor McDavid here. So interesting Oilers team in the playoffs. We'll see how far they get. I mean, I can see right now this still being a Rangers Avalanche series. I did originally have in the beginning of the season Oilers versus the Penguins here. I kind of shifted that now at this point because, I mean, who knows? It's out in the open. So we'll see. We'll see what happens from that point of view. I mean, you can go either way with this. You can go either way with this. Because right now, the Penguins could just lose the first round to the Rangers. Even though the Rangers right now have been excellent good. You know, they won the other night 5-2 over the Pittsburgh Penguins. You know. Besides that night, let's go back to Thursday. Panthers won 5-1. They even up their series with the Capitals. The Avalanche won 2-1. They're up 2-0 in their series. And the Stars won 2 over Calgary. They're tied in their series 1-1. As far as Saturday goes, right now the Capitals won game. Actually, the Penguins are winning game 3 right now over the Rangers right now 4-1. They just ended the first period. Capitals are up 6-1 today over the Florida Panthers. They're up 2-1 in their series. The Avalanche beat the Predators. They're up 3-0 in their series. They won 7-3. And Calgary takes on Dallas later on tonight. So Colorado could sweep the Predators right out of the gate here. The Capitals are up 6-1 in their series. The Penguins could go up, and the Rangers could come back. Who knows? A lot could happen right now in the next 24 hours. I should say not 24 hours. Next 2 hours, what am I saying? Then again, who knows? But I'm not sure the Bruins are back. I'm not convinced of it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens now going forward with this notion, this idea that the Rangers could come back tonight. And you know what? I'm right either way because, I mean, if the Penguins win, they can go deep in this playoff run here. I think the winner of the series actually plays Washington next, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. So, pretty sure that's how the bracket goes. I don't have the bracket in front of me per se, but that's what I have on me right now. Might as well take a look at some baseball scores right now, other than the White Sox right now. The Cubs are up 1-0 right now. There was a lot of doubleheaders that were on today. Dodgers won their first part of the doubleheader today, 7-0 over the Cubs. They're now down 1-0 in the first inning to the Cubs in Game 2. The Cardinals are losing the Giants right now 4-1. Guardians are beating the Blue Jays 4-2 in their second game of the doubleheader. Pirates and Reds are Game 2 of their doubleheader. They're up 4-2. Brewers, Braves are on right now. They're scoreless. The Reds are beating the Pirates, and the Reds beat the Pirates in their first part of the doubleheader, 9-2. They got their 4th win finally. They're 4-22 this season. 4-22. Ooh. Blue Jays beat the Guardians in their first game of the doubleheader, 8-3. Twins won 1-0 over the Oakland Athletics. Tigers and Astros play today. Astros win 3-2. Rangers Yankees got rained out. Mets Phillies got rained out. They're saying now the makeup game will be on Monday, May 9th. And climate weather is forced the Royals. The Orioles going to cancel tonight as well. They're making up their game on May 9th as well. I believe they played. Did they not play yesterday either? Rockies Diamondbacks are on later on tonight, 8:10. Marlins Padres are on at 8:40. National Angels are on at 9:07. Rays Mariners are on at 9:10. I'll just give you the Friday scores real quickly as well. The Astros have won 2 games in the series so far. They won 3-2 yesterday as well. Brewers won 6-3. Cardinals won 3-2 last night. Twins won 2-1. Angels won 3-0 last night. Diamondbacks won 4-1. Pirates won 3-2. Rays won 8-7, and the Pirates Reds game was postponed last night. So what happened was, here's the thing. I don't know why I did this backwards, but I will say this right now. I probably should have started off with Friday scores and then go into Saturday. Instead, I transitioned backwards here. Anyway, it's been a long week, guys. I apologize. I apologize. I'm a little bit off on this show. I'm sorry. My hair is down too. I've had a weird week. I've had my Instagram hacked twice. Let me just tell you who hacked my Instagram account. This is actually where the story gets wild here. So thought I was helping out my buddy with an ambassadorship. So I snapshotted the link to the Instagram, which I don't know if my friend's account got hacked. If he did, I'm sorry. That's probably why mine got hacked. But it turns out my phone was able to locate of where the hack came from. Apparently, a guy in China hacked both my friends. I think it was my friend's account and my account. Or it might have just been my account. I don't even know. But my account was hacked in China. It happened almost again with a new account, but this time it took place in Fairfield, Connecticut. So I had 2 hackers who tried to take me out off of Instagram in a span of 24 hours. Insanity. And a lot of people thought I hit the stock market and hit it big and won 100K. I wish that were the case. Then I would destroy these hackers. I mean, the first thing I would do with my money is pay somebody else to destroy these hackers once and for all. But anyway, that didn't happen. Just getting the final score now with the White Sox Red Sox game. That game ended. It's now 3-1. White Sox win in Fenway 3-1. Unfortunately, they lost 2 games in the series of Red Sox, so they're now 10-18. Pathetic team as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if they're going to – I mean, I don't know how Chris Sale's going to feel about this. I think Chris Sale might just pack it in this year and not even play this year in 2022. If I'm him, I would. By the time he gets back, this team will have nothing to play for. They'll have to play spoiler. What would be the point of that? No production there. Nothing to play for. If I'm Chris Sale, I'm done. I'm not playing the rest of the year. I'm peacing out, and that's the end of me. And I think if this Red Sox team finishes in last place, that they're going to end up firing Alex Cora. They just are. So I mean, there's nothing major that's going on right now in the sports world, really, right now. At this point, for Cora to even stick around here with the Red Sox, I mean, there's no long-term planning here. They'd be restarting anyway, and Cora's too good to be this bad as a manager, especially for a team who just won the World Series not too long ago. There's no excuse for it. Anyway, so I was able to get my factors out there. Other than Tom Brady playing in 4 different countries, he's playing in the United States, Mexico City, London. Now he's playing in Germany. I got that out there. I don't know why I thought he played in Canada. I thought he played in 5 different countries, but I was wrong there. There's another thing I made a mistake on this week. WrestleMania Backlash is on this weekend. We'll be live in Providence, Rhode Island. I will give you my predictions on that show as well. I know it's kind of silly to give predictions on a show like that, but I may as well give it. Might as well give the match card here a look here. Give you the cards right now. There's not really a particular order on this right now, but this will be the starter here now at this point. SmackDown Women's Champion, might as well get into this one. It's probably only going to be the best match of the entire show because the way this show has been hyped up, it's been a major disappointment. I was going to go to the show, but I had no desire, no interest to go to the show. The only best match of the entire show is Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey, in my opinion, an I Quit match. The SmackDown Women's Championship. Leading to WrestleMania, we also had a match where Ronda Rousey basically got screwed twice in the same match. Where the infamous spear bump from Charlotte Flair to one of the referees. Ronda Rousey had Charlotte Flair pinned once and then tapping out the second time. Referee was down. You can make the argument now that Ronda should have won the championship at WrestleMania. Charlotte retained her championship. I think here in this case, we're going to get Charlotte Flair screaming the word "I quit." Just literally just saying the word "I quit." That's what's going to end up happening here. I think Ronda Rousey becomes the new SmackDown Women's Champion here, and I can see this rematch happening again in Las Vegas, Nevada, in a some kind of classic like ladder match in this case here, and I can see Ronda Rousey retain that championship. I can see a long feud coming out of this. I really can. I can see Ronda Rousey winning the match, forcing Charlotte to say "I quit." That's the end of that match. I mean, there's not much more to say about it, really. Ronda Rousey at this point won the Royal Rumble. She had a good, I say good match despite the crowd reaction here. You know, say what you want about that match. That match deserved to be in that conversation, I think. The finish was stupid, in my opinion. Charlotte Flair kicking Ronda in the face. It didn't even knock her out. She no-sold the boot out of the match. I mean, that was sloppy, and that was just bad in the end there. Just very bad. A lot of botches in that match too. It could be because Ronda hasn't done this in a while. That's probably what it is. She's just getting back into it. Again, at that point, she hasn't been at WrestleMania since WrestleMania 35, where she lost to Becky Lynch and lost her Raw Women's title to Becky Lynch, and that triple threat against her and Charlotte. So, but yeah, I can see Ronda Rousey win the championship. Let's see. Cody Rhodes will be taking on Seth Rollins. Rhodes and Rollins 2 here at WrestleMania Backlash tomorrow night. This could be a case where it could be 1-1, or it could be 0-2 for Rollins in his trilogy in this whole thing. And honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I think Cody Rhodes wins the match. And I think this ends that feud. You could have a long feud with this whole thing. You could prolong this till SummerSlam. But I just think Cody Rhodes here, with the advantage he's just on, you just got this guy back. To me, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It just doesn't. I'm not sure what's happening now at this point anyway, with the idea of what Rhodes would do afterward, but I could argue that Cody Rhodes is gonna probably beat Rollins here, go to Money in the Bank, get the Money in the Bank briefcase, cash in on Roman at some point, either that at SummerSlam or that Clash of the Champions show. I don't know. You can't go wrong in either way here. But I just think it'd be kind of dumb. And don't get me wrong, I think keeping Rhodes strong here is the right approach here. You can't go wrong with a Rollins win here on pay-per-view. I don't think that would be the right idea here in this case. But I just can't see Cody Rhodes in this case losing this match at WrestleMania Backlash. I just don't believe it's going to happen. So I got Cody Rhodes beating Seth Rollins. We have AJ Styles taking on Edge. Damian Priest has been banned from ringside, lost to AJ Styles back on Raw last Monday night. This feud's gonna continue. This is gonna be a really long feud. I think AJ Styles needs to win here. He lost at WrestleMania, and I think here he's gonna get his revenge. He's gonna get a little redemption here. He's gonna get a big win. I think he forces Edge to tap out here too. I can see Edge tapping out to the Calf Crusher this Sunday. Tomorrow night, I should say. That'll be 1-1. Happy Corbin will be taking on Madcap Moss. I'm assuming this is for the pre-show here because nobody cares about this freaking match. I could care less about this match. This match is going to be boring. Nothing's exciting about this feud at all. This feud's like watching paint dry. It's like, who cares? But give me Madcap Moss here. If I had to make a pick here, Madcap Moss here makes Baron Corbin lose another pay-per-view. Is he going to end their feud? Probably not. But I don't care. Madcap Moss all day long. And I hope it's I hope they actually don't put this on the main card. That'd be stupid. Omos, the 7'4" Nigerian wrestler, taking on Bobby Lashley. And a nice one-on-one affair. Lashley got the win at WrestleMania 38, night 2. MVP will be in his corner, of course. I can see MVP getting involved in this match too many times here, where it gets to the point where it costs Lashley. Will it cost Lashley the match? I think Lashley loses this match. They're gonna get Omos to win here. He's gonna look dominant. He's gonna be like putting the foot on Lashley's chest, pinning him 1, 2, 3. That's the end of that. That's the end of that match. Will probably be most likely the main event here. RK Bro tagging up with Drew McIntyre, taking on the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. Roman Reigns, the undisputed Universal Champion, and the Usos, the tag team champions. This whole thing was supposed to be a unification match. It was supposed to be the Usos and RK Bro to unify a tag team goal, which is basically the whole story here. In storyline here, Roman comes to the aid of his cousins, and he basically rips out the contract here, which is why we're going to have the 6-man tag match. This is a stupid, stupid match. I don't know why they did it here. Were they not ready to give McIntyre the shot for the belt at this point? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense here of how they did this. I think it was dumb that this match got changed. I think it was because Fox is afraid of losing the Usos, which really, let's be honest, the Usos went on USA and Fox, so it's not like these guys would have lost them on the show. It's just I don't get the logic here. You had a possibly great tag team match of the year possibility. Instead, now you turn to a 6-man tag with nothing on the line. There's no unification for the main title. There's no tag team unification here. Nothing's happening on this show that's going to get me excited about it. It's just a random 6-man tag team match that you would probably see on a house show that's not going to be televised. So if I had to make a pick here in that match, I think RK Bro and Drew McIntyre win the match. Jimmy, either one of the Usos gets pinned because they're not going to pin Roman. They're not going to pin Roman on a B show pay-per-view, the face of your company. They're not going to pin him. If they are, then this company's freaking clueless. But anyway, yeah, I think RK Bro and Drew McIntyre win. That's the end of that one. I mean, and that seems to be the common theme here. Unless McIntyre and Roman Reigns are going one-on-one, Roman wins. If it's a 6-man tag, one of the Usos get pinned. It constantly happens. Sometimes the Usos pin one of the opponents. Sometimes Reigns wins a tag team match. It doesn't happen that often. It should. They should have him mainly on TV a little bit more. But, and Roman hasn't had a match, I believe, since April 23rd. So it's been 14 days, as far as I know, of him actually competing. Before that was WrestleMania. But yeah, I think RK Bro and McIntyre win the tag team, win that match, because if there's championship on the line here, Roman would have retained, hands down. This would have been something. But this whole pay-per-view has got nothing exciting going on. There's no big time. There's really, I think, only, if you think about it, one championship match in the entire card. And that's the I Quit match with Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. That's it. There's not one other, unless I'm missing something here, which I don't think I am. No, I'm not. One championship match. And maybe a Rhodes Rollins match of the year caliber match part 2. Maybe. Maybe it might top the WrestleMania match. I doubt it. But that's on the show. That's the recap of the show. That's it. By the way, I may have forgot to mention this last night. The 76ers did beat the Miami Heat last night, 99-79 last night. And Embiid played for 38 minutes despite having a fractured orbital, he had a concussion and a fractured face. I think he had broken his orbital bone in his face. Played with a face mask on last night. Played at an MVP type of level last night. Went off in the game. Had a double-double last night. I think had a triple-double last night, actually. And the Suns beat the Mavericks, and the Suns lost to the Mavericks last night. I think it was like 104-95. So Mavericks are down 2-1 in their series. The Sixers are down 2-1 in their series. So that's it. That's the recap there. You have the social media down below. Mike will be back here on Tuesday. You know the drill here. Like, subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. I'm out.